quick weather update. It's currently the afternoon of Tuesday, December 23rd. We're coming in on Christmas, and it's getting warm across much of the country, with the exception of the far northern and northeastern parts. I'm in southern Wisconsin, and I think today it's about 44 degrees. So it definitely is mild. And a couple weeks ago, I made a forecast saying that it might not be as warm as people were saying on Christmas. And I do think that that is still accurate. Definitely much of the country is mild, but it's not quite as warm as people were saying, at least across the upper Midwest. For instance, in my location on Christmas, I think the high is 36, which is really only a few degrees above average. The most concentrated warm air and the biggest temperature anomalies will be further south. I think Southern Plains, areas like Missouri, Southern Illinois, Kentucky, these will be the areas that could see temperatures up to 30 degrees above average potentially. But across most of the upper Midwest, I think it's a lot more reasonable, maybe only 5 to 10 degrees above average. And the Northeast, it stays average to slightly below. So I'm taking a look at the European model currently over the next few days, and we'll just see how this plays out. So you can see it's pretty warm across most of the country. Not much going on either. There's some rain in the far west and then some rain and snow in the northeast, but across the central United States, it's pretty quiet. Wisconsin's kind of divided, warmer air south, cooler air north, but nothing too extreme. Now we're getting into Christmas Day, maybe a few light rain showers or a little bit of drizzle across southern Wisconsin, but nothing heavy at all. Relatively mild, but pretty seasonal, nothing crazy. Cooler further north. In fact, some areas in the northern part of Wisconsin likely won't even get above freezing on Christmas. So the Merry Torchmas thing was a little bit hyped, at least in this area, but could be some record-breaking highs further south. So overall, a mild look for Christmas. As we go after Christmas, that warmer pattern kind of continues. Friday, we see a system coming in. This system, I think, will be mostly rain in southern Wisconsin, but could be some mixed precip up north. And it really starts to strengthen as it goes over Wisconsin. So once it moves just to the east of us, I think it'll be more impactful from Michigan and then over into the northeast, Pennsylvania, New York. Could see some icing and heavy snow, but not super impactful for Wisconsin. Saturday, it stays pretty warm and pretty quiet as well, but things really start to switch up as we start to go into Sunday. I think I said a while back that by the 28th, we could be looking at a real cold setup, and that looks to hold true. See some cold air driving in from Canada on the 28th. Looks relatively dry, not a ton of precip with this front, but it does get significantly colder, not only in the upper Midwest, but across a lot of the South, even into the Northeast. See this front working all the way down into some of our southern states, could get close to Florida even. So much cooler weather is on the way. I think that really continues as we go forward towards the end of the year. Still a pretty cool look here on the 30th. Not a ton of action yet, but I think that starts to change. Right around the end of the year, we get another reinforcing shot of cold. This looks like it could be more impressive, maybe more similar to what we saw in the beginning of December. Also looks like there could be some snow with it as well. So definitely something to watch. And it stays cold as we enter the beginning of 2026. And after this, we might see some moderation, but at that point, we're almost 10 days out, so it's really not even worth looking at. But up and down forecast, definitely going to be a relatively mild Christmas across most of the country, but maybe not quite as warm as some people were anticipating. I think the pattern really switches up as we get after Christmas, so definitely stay tuned.